Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from deep profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. He conquers the markets, he turns water into wine. His timing flows where chaos turns divine. Cut sharp enough to time the sign. Yeah, this man's no common trader. He commands the market's numbers. We call him Chef Bailey. The market bends beneath his flame. Fear and greed run through the wire. Candles climb and then expire. Our edges cut from deep profile, sharp and clean by every buyer. Markets move, they twist and swing. Every tick can burn or blink. Ryan keeps calm, he trusts his thing. The charts tell him everything. But when T1 makes ding, 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 the futures spread their hidden wing. And he is ready for anything. But Vic's still looking like a restless king.
Ryan once said,
trading is like going to war in a sense, right? So you don't go to war without a plan.
this is why Ryan built a proven trading plan, and it's already transforming lives. These reviews from real members say it all, directly from Trustpilot, where our members give 5-star reviews about the Substack, course, and community. Don't trade without a plan. Subscribe to Substack now. Conquer the markets.
Hooty hoo! That's the sound of the killers. Welcome back, everybody. You're live here on the Post-Market Breakdown. I'm your host, Ryan Bailey, as usual. And I'll tell you what, another great day. Actually, more follow-through from everything we've been talking about. We've been pointing down for some time. FOMC just gave us the fuel for the fire, and our levels played perfectly today as our weekly level kept us abreast for most of the day until we broke it. And so we're going to get into that. We're going to get into some data. We're going to get some other cool stuff that I got for you today. So I decided to skip yesterday. Yesterday was lame, even though we had a few levels that played. I was like, what am I going to get on here and talk about 2 levels that played? So we're not even going to do that. I just skipped yesterday. Figured I'd meet with you guys today, let you know of a few things I got cooking. And I think what I'm going to start doing too is once a month, at least for now, I'm going to do once a month. I will go ahead and schedule it. And if people like it, I'll bump it up to once every 2 weeks. But what I'm thinking about doing here is doing like a webinar or basically a Q&A where subscribers can come in, they can ask whatever questions they want. I'll do it for both paid and free. People can come in, they can ask me any question they want on how to trade the trade plan, right? So, I got a lot of subscribers now, lots of them. And I really appreciate all you guys. But again, people have a lot of questions. What size stop do I use? What should I be doing here? This and that and the other. Listen, I think there's being really important to kind of go through and just get to know everybody, answer some questions for everyone. And if it takes off, then maybe I'll do it once every couple of weeks. But I'm going to go ahead and schedule something. So you guys be looking for the emails, look for the tweets. I'm going to go ahead and put a link in for like a sign up page or whatever. And, we'll see what kind of turnout we have. So I hope that that'll be good because I answer a lot of questions on DM now that I think would be pretty nice to just answer for everybody. So definitely want to do that. All right. So as usual, let's go ahead and get started here, guys. And we'll go ahead and get into the trade plan. It might be a quick day today. We'll see. But with that being said, here we go. Go ahead and follow me across all these socials, guys. Ryan Bailey Edge from YouTube, Substack, and X. And, of course, TradingView. Guys, this new indicator on TradingView is dope as hell. If you don't have it yet, I love it. I'm actually using it all the time myself. You get the string right out of the trade plan. Put it in here, and it draws the levels for you right out of the trade plan. Really picks up the slack on the pre-market prep. So then you can really focus on exactly what the plan says and if it aligns with your bias, etc. And so this is a very awesome tool that I'm very proud to bring you guys. So this was a great day today. I want to get into it. Great indicators, great. A lot of great stuff here. We are just absolutely growing leaps and bounds. And first off, I wanted to thank every one of you guys. I mean, it really, truly can't happen without you guys. I have a great subscriber base. I mean, you guys are awesome. You guys give me tons of feedback. I love that. And I appreciate, all the comments, good and bad. And because, listen, constructive criticism is good too. And so I really appreciate everything that you guys have brought to me so far. And I will continue to make this better and better as we go along. And that's part of what these pre-market breakdowns or post-stream breakdowns are about. So, let's go ahead and get into it right now. Let's figure out the first one here. So I wanted to show everybody this. And again, there's going to be a lot of horn tooting and stuff like that. It's funny. I laugh because I was listening to the song that comes on in the beginning. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but there's a guy in my room. His name is Francisco, and he is an artist. He makes music. He's very talented. He's brilliant. And he actually wrote this song for me. And I love it. I didn't ask him to. I loved it. But it's so funny because it says that I command the market's number, right? Because it's so funny because it's like, I hate to say it, but I have a pretty good feel where that's going to go. My process tells us. And so it's just funny when I hear that he commands the market's number. And it's like, we're going to do it today. I'm going to show you guys what's up. And, again, like I said, I trade the high time frame. So, sometimes we get, little intraday or not intraday pops, but we get small reversals outside of my long-term bias, but we ultimately end up where we're supposed to go, which is what we're doing now. What's up, Dr. UV? Piper in the house. What's up, homeboy? So we're going to go ahead and get into it right now. Little data dive here. So I told you guys both on Thursday and then Friday again was the big one. We had some data come out that basically said that, we had it's crazy. This is insane, actually. When this fired, so I do something, what's up, Pipes? I do something now every night at 8 o'clock, whether you notice it or not. If I have this whole criteria of data that I filter for every night on SPX, if it spits back something that meets a historical requirement, it lets me know, and then I send a text out, right? So if the days that we don't have anything worth sending out, I don't send anything, and the days we do, I tweet about it. Well, on Thursday and Friday, we had two amazing stats, right? And Friday's the one I'm showing you guys here right now because it's important. I want you guys to pay attention to this stuff because I'm not posting it for my benefit. I can keep it to myself, right? So basically, we had a stat that had 100% win rate. It's insane, right? So you can't deny that, right? So right now, I'm pulling data over 30 years. I have 18 years worth of 1 minute data on SPX. Good stuff. And so basically, we had certain requirements. 4th straight down day in March. Trading below weekly VWAP with the VIX at a certain spot. And basically it said that the next day we had an average return of 73% win rate. 5 days was 2 points. And which is funny, we're going to get into this right here. And then obviously a 10-day, we had 100% win rate, right? And so the worst return possible was 0.22% to the plus. So we knew right away, we're like, there's no drawdown here, right? And obviously the best was 11.5, which that clearly didn't happen. That would have put us well over all-time highs. But what I wanted to show you guys is this tweet basically came out on Friday, so it would have been good for essentially Monday or Sunday's open. And look at this, right? We pushed up almost 200 points off of this, just an insane move off of this. And as you guys know, 65 points is essentially going to be 1%. So we moved up, just call it 150 points. It's like 250%. That's like 2.5%. And look at this. What is our average? 5-day average. Now, they did it over 2 days this time, but there you go, 2.14%. We definitely got super close to that. So that's exciting to see this data work out. Again, this is, some of the stuff that I'm pulling, filtering for is long-term stuff. But again, just because they did this does not mean that it broke our downside trend. I've talked to you guys multiple times before about how the market moves. The way my process is defined, we understand that we move from the high to low, continue to test the highest untested and move to the lowest untested and vice versa, and then the market picks a direction. Well, as you can see, that's exactly what happened here because even after this monster move, we came right back down, which is exactly what we expected, which is why I've been leaning to the downside for weeks, guys, regardless of all these intraday pops, which we clearly account for, but the higher time frame is still pointing us down and still will be. I know Piper is sitting on a mound of cash waiting to just deploy it because we've got that 18% down statistic 70% chance, ladies and gentlemen, 70% chance that we will see 18% down this year. And Piper's just sitting with his 401k like, let's get it. Sold the top, ready to get back in at the lows. Love you, Pipes. You're a beast. Anyways, you got patience like a madman. Hey, Russell, glad you made it, brother. Glad you made it. So anyways, that's coming, guys. If you want to see the post, that's in, it's called Inside of the Mind of a Pro Trader in the Substack. Check it out. Certainly worth looking at. And so is those stats. They're in my notes. So anyways, back to the prep here. We had the 68.15 midpoint pivot. That was the high today, guys. And it was really the high of the move today that created our move down. It was the big important daily at the highs. And that was really kind of the pivot that would have taken us up to the next level. But again, we have talked about this weekly so many times, which is the 67.21 massive weekly support. As you guys know, we sat on this all freaking day to day. And so then we had the VIX at 23.43, guys. That's the weekly. The weekly, everybody knows the 23.43 weekly. If you've been on here more times than once, you've probably heard me say it about 7 times. And that is it. So, guys, I'm not going to get into all this nonsense, but one of the important things that we can see here is the trend, the downside lean. And I said we find ourselves in a precarious position because we still have not gained on the weekly, daily, or 4-hour time frame. Regardless of the massive push-ups since Sunday, structure remains pointed down. And the reason why it was precarious for me was we literally flirted with the daily level yesterday that needed to be gained. And another push-up would have essentially put us back in bullish territory, and they just couldn't get it done. And they actually couldn't get it done pre-market. They dumped on everybody's ass before pre-market, and then we opened kind of at the lows today, which we'll get into here real shortly. So again, kind of going over to this next thing, and let me show you that daily I was talking about. What's up, Bryce? Good to see you, brother. Current market context. We find ourselves still underneath our significant and very massive monthly at 68.57. You guys know that level. That level's been important for weeks and months, right? And so this is the big deal, though. Our big bull bear line, the daily that we needed to gain yesterday was 67.99.75. And they failed to do this, leaving us contained in the current leg down. Well, Ryan, what are you talking about? Well, there's the leg down. They popped up. They had to close above 67.99. They had their chance. They got above it. They couldn't get the job done and closed below. And then that has led to our slide most of the day. This picture was taken pretty early. But as you can see, me talking to the boys in the Discord room, I posted, he's like, they're sucking it back down. And I'm like, they want to sweep that leg. 65.25. You got it right, people. 200 points I'm calling lower from the time of this call. Right now we're at 66.64. So not bad, actually, because we're already about 70 points in the green for my 200-point target. And then, of course, we have our first targets, right? We got our 66.27 and 65.84 first. We have to complete those. We'll find liquidity there. We'll pop back up. We'll smack it again and rinse and repeat. You know how it goes, Piper. Rinse and repeat. So that's what's up. So, guys, this is a big deal right here. For those of you guys who are my course holders, we got a couple of them in the room today right now. Bryce, this should be a very good example right here of exactly what happened today. And we're going to actually do more than that. I'm going to show you this next one too. So here's the final thoughts for the day, guys. As you guys know, I like to recap because I've told you guys this. I dictate for 20, 25 minutes. I mean, ridiculous. And actually this morning, I dictate and I have it all go through like this skill file and it puts it out real pretty. Claude failed on me 3 times this morning. 3. Couldn't believe it. I ended up having to resort to Gemini. Thank God it all worked, but that was why the trade plan was 15 minutes late today. I was a little frustrated, but here is the ordeal, guys. So check this out. This is really interesting. So this is the 4-hour leg down. So we talked about the daily. Here's the 4-hour that we had to close above at 68.32. My final thoughts are this. Again, no gain on any time frame. We're still pointing to the downside. I expect things to be fairly slow coming in the morning as the market has to wait on FOMC. I think we all can agree that's exactly, it was pretty boring today. And then obviously be patient on buys. I wasn't looking for longs at all, period, right? But I expected a little bit more volatility with FOMC. But essentially, and I told everybody in the room, I am not looking for buys. I'm only looking for shorts. We failed to gain on the daily. They had their opportunity. They can't gain on the 4-hour. Now we're below this massive 79. I am not interested in buying this thing at all, right? I was only interested in shorting this. But if you have to buy, wait for the sweep and reclaim. These are your best potential setups to ensure buyers have stepped in. I know some people got to just play the longs. They try to play both directions, whatever. If you do, this was the key. Listen, don't buy untested levels like this. We haven't gained shit. That means they're probably not going to play. Let it sweep. Let it reclaim. That's how you know that buyers are there. And we got none of that today, as you know, because we're still leaning the downside. And if we push below the 67.21 weekly pivot, things go bad fast. Well, as you can see in this chart right here, the price was at 67.22. We were essentially holding that weekly at that time. And we ended up closing just really nasty on all these time frames. I mean, as soon as I saw this close, I was like, hoo-dee-hoo, the sound of the killers. Okay. All right. So check it out. All right. Our next thing. Here we go. This was a good one, right? So this was, you guys know, I love my SPX. I'm actually in puts right now. I got in puts before FOMC. I could tell we're coming down, right? I command the market's number, right? So I've already given you guys some thoughts here on where we're coming to. I truly believe that on ES. This is where we're coming. We're going to do 66.27, then 66.84, and then ultimately we're going to hit 65.25 and sweep all these lows because we have to. If you look at the bigger time frame, which I can show you guys here in a little bit. But here was the big thing. SPX flirted with this massive 67.21. If you guys remember, this was our big breakout level above yesterday, right? Well, they pushed above it, but they failed to sustain the push, and they closed back below it yesterday, which was a sign of weakness. It was one of the first things I noticed on SPX this morning when I looked at the chart. I'm like, damn, they pushed all the way up, and then they closed below this. Guess what? That's a sign of weakness, okay? And actually, I'll just show you guys because I got Bryce on the horn here. I got to make sure Bryce knows what's cracking. All right, so check it out, Bryce. Look at this. This was our big daily, right? We had this massive pivot here, right? 66.21. They broke above it. And what did they do? They couldn't even close above it. They tried once. Actually, they tried once, twice, 3 times. They got well above it and still closed below. You're out of here, bitch. You're gone. So with that being said, if SPX pushes below 21, we could see a continued massive move to the downside to clean up the Monday gap, taking us all the way to 66.17. There we go. And the 66.03 weekly daily combo. We're coming there. We're coming. We might even get there tonight. SPX won't see it, but ES is, I'm in these puts. We closed at the lows. I couldn't have been happier. So I am expecting a reaction around this area, but we'll see where we open at in the morning. So, we'll see what happens there. So with that being said, kind of giving you guys a little shout outs as far as, these numbers are playing out perfectly. If we can't get above this is what happens. I'm telling you guys where I think we're headed long-term on ES. It's not even going to be that long, maybe a week, maybe less. I don't know. Because right now we're coming down with the fury. We haven't gained shit in a while. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get to the next one. All right. So as usual, you got to talk about VIX. I love VIX. Here's the pre-market analysis. We've talked about the 23.43. My gracious, this weekly gets a lot of play. But here's what I wanted to show you guys. All right. So we had this pivot that comes all the way. I'm sorry, where's it at? 22.22 swing low. And I cut the picture off. You'll see it in the next one. But 22.22 swing low. If we get above that, we're going to target the weekly, right? And then I said, you know what? It'll take us to this weekly. And it is untested. And it's, because it's insane level. And look for a potential reaction here on a head bump. That's exactly what we got. I don't know if you guys followed it today, but I will show you. But we got a head bump, just a little head bump. And then they recovered and continued to push higher. But if they catch a bid basically above the 23.43, it could take us all the way into the 24.70 monthly, right? Okay, cool. All right, let's command the numbers, right? You guys ready? And above 24.70, they could take us all the way back to 28. So let's see what happens today. Hootie-hoo! There we go. What's up, Alex? Rich? It's the sound of the killers, baby. There you go. We got above 22.22. We pushed right into the 23.50, got a little head bump, boop, boop. And then boom, we're over 24.70. And you guys know what happens over 24.70. This should be cruising. Look at this. Cruising. Big push, right? Big push, big push. And then underneath it just collapses, right? So now that we're back above it, we're going to be monitoring this big time tomorrow. This is all tested. We could technically push all the way up into this area or even higher. My guess, the first spot is right around $27 to fill that gap. But she's cruising, baby. She's cruising, and we're commanding the market's numbers. We're telling exactly where she's going, and so far we're looking good doing it. Do I look good doing it? How's a Chicago fitted hat looking over here? All right, so this is me today. I did not want to sit around for FOMC, but I'm looking at this chart on SPY, and I'm telling people in the room, I'm like, this shit is coming down. I don't give a fuck if it pops. We're going to come down and I'll short it higher. And so I'm basically telling my boys in here, Zug, you guys all know Zug. Zug's a big options guy. I'm telling Zug, SPY puts for tomorrow, $1.85. Can't beat it, right? They end up doing good. They went down a little bit by the time I opened it or whatever throughout the day. Went down like $1.30, whatever. But now we're cruising. Everything's good. And because where did I want it to go? 660 SPY puts, right? We got this untested area down here that I was talking about on SPX, which is the 66.03 spot. Same thing here, 660s, right? So I bought some 660 puts, bought one at the lows, and bought another one after the day kind of simmered down and kind of averaged my price in a little bit around $1.50. And it'll be a nice gap fill trade. So we'll see. I mean, look at this thing. Look at that. Nothing but air on this thing. So, I got one of my targets all the way up here on the 5X. I got to see if I can get 500% on that joint. Maybe I open up to 500%. That'd be nice. That'd be sick. I'm glad it closed at the lows. I was like, yeah, hell yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. So that was one of the perks of being in the room for sure, to say the least. So that's it. That's what I got for you today. This is how she's cruising. Check her out. I got one left. Took one actually at the close, and I don't even know where I'm averaged in at, but about 350. So it took away my order here. So I'm halfway to my target. We'll see what happens. At this point, it's free. So all good, all fun, good stuff. So with that being said, it was another killer day. The trade plans just, really, it was all about that 7 level, that 21 weekly. Let me just go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about here. And I'll just pull this over right now so everybody can see what's cracking. All right. So here was the big deal, guys. Let's just pull this over so you guys can enjoy the charting beauty. Actually, I think we got a couple minutes left. So we're going to go ahead and talk about what the day might bring tomorrow as well. So here was the 21 level, guys, that we sat on. I mean, we played it, bounced off of it, played it again, kind of held it. And then this was the FOMC post announcement. They didn't even do anything on the actual rate change, which was nothing, but the actual Fed speak obviously must have came in a little hawkish or what have you. And so they pushed it down. But at the end of the day, I mean, the market, our process told us we were coming down anyway. So it was just a matter of how they were going to get the job done. I would have liked to have seen it pop up in here, to be honest, because I wanted to short the shit out of this thing so bad. I was so excited to hit this upper area, and they just couldn't get any lift. But as you can see, this 33.21 has been our big combo. We pushed below it. Then, of course, today they continued to come down. And again, this is why I told everybody, just be careful buying, because, we haven't gained anything. So in my opinion, we should make new lows. And that's kind of what I'm holding these options for. I'm holding these options for new lows, because why wouldn't I, right? That's what my process tells me. That's what we're going to do. And so look at this fucking thing. It's gross, right? And so tell me why we can't sweep this, at least this low, but realistically this low, right? This is what I think we're going to sweep. This is our first target, and it might get some relief after that one, but this is the real one that we're coming for right now. And it actually gets even lower than that. Let's see, 50. That's the first one. 55.80, right? 55.25. Let me pull this up. So here's where I truly think we're coming for real. This is a RTH chart. Let me pull up the ETH chart, because the weekly is actually lower on the ETH. So here we go. This shit is coming down. I mean, this is our target down here. We got to sweep this low. Piper, I know you can look at this chart and see it, bro. This is what's happening here, right? They came down here. They played these areas. They came all the way back up. We've smacked. We can't gain on any fucking time frame. If you can't make a new high, if you can't gain support, you only have one choice. You have to make new lows. Why? Because you have to go find new buyers, because they aren't interested here anymore, because you can't get the job done in this move. So why would I buy again? I'm not. I'm going to wait until, think about how an institution or even anybody with half a brain would think about it. Why would I buy here and thinking it's going to go back up here? They've already tried 2 freaking times in a row, right? 2 weeks in a row. They can't get the shit done. So what do we got to do? We got to make a new low. 65, 29, or 25. That's where I truly believe we're coming. That's what I'm aiming for. And I will continue to keep smacking until we get down in there. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do after that. But I mean, you can just look at the monthly time frame. It's the same big ass wick. I mean, we're coming here. So whether you like it or not, I don't give a shit. This is where we're coming. So with that being said, that's what I got for you guys. That's my high time frame picture. Let's go ahead and pull up this daily here. Look at this thing, looks like crazy. We'll probably gap down as soon as this market opens. So it wouldn't surprise me. So really, once we're below 66.33 area, as you can see, it says right here, bad below, right? Then we have nothing until we get all the way down here. This thing really could continue to free fall tomorrow, especially with post FOMC. We'll see what happens, but looking pretty shitty right now. But at least we kind of have a good idea what's going to happen. We've been really short, if you think about it. We've been shorting since up here, right? Since February, I've been calling for this short, right? And again, it doesn't always happen in a straight line. We go down, we sweep below or test a leg, we come back up, we test the highest untested. In our case, it was the 69.65. We came all the way down, we made a new low, we popped back up, we shorted this daily up in here, we came back down, we made a new low, we go up, we pop, we come down, make a new low, we go up, we pop, right? So it's an endless cycle of testing the lows to come back and test the highs. They always go from the lowest untested to the highest untested. It's just how the market works. I didn't make the rules. I just know the rules. And so that's what I'm here to share with you guys today. So anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this. I've had fun sharing it with you. This was kind of cool. So tomorrow will be an interesting day. We're opening in the shitter. My puts are printing, and I'm pretty happy about that because I didn't take much for trades today. You know what I'm going to do? Actually, check this out. I'm going to go ahead and just give my boys in the room because I got to give everybody claps on the back. I wasn't here. I didn't do the stream yesterday. So let me give my boys a shout. Bryce is back. Bryce is back. Daddy's home. Bryce did $837. Nice job, Bryce. That was yesterday. And then we've got Sam with his 1,000-point tick runners on NQ. Pretty incredible stuff, Sam. And then, of course, Billy. Billy is just an animal. I don't know how he does it every single day. He's brand new to the group. I've never even seen him have a red day yet, which I know sounds crazy. This guy came right in as an inner circle member. He didn't even I think he got the trade plans for like a month. And he was like, I need to get in the Discord room. And look at him. He did 456. And then he's like, okay, man, I'm done. $596. And then he goes and flies his airplanes. I'm jealous of Billy. Billy's a retired dude, military. And now he just does exactly what I want to do, which is fly airplanes. So that's what's up. So that's my crew, guys. I appreciate you guys joining me today. It was a lovely session. And I look forward to delivering this trade plan to you tomorrow on time. I'm so sorry about today's fucking AI tools, man. It's a good thing I had a backup because I would have had a central point of failure right there, which is no good. And I will obviously be here tomorrow, same time, same channel for the post-market breakdown, 5 p.m. across X, YouTube, and Substack. Do not forget to sign up for Edgeful. There's my favorite statistics platform. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers and have a good one. And tomorrow we conquer the markets.